What's up? Steve Davis, SCS, man. Talk to y'all about credit. I'm sitting here. It's one of the weekends where I be talking about I had to work. So I'm like, hey, while I'm doing a little homework, I took a break. I was like, hey, I might as well give them this class on credit, right? It's two type of people in the money world, man. You got people with cash and people with credit. So the people with cash, man, like those are the hustlers or the people who got it from their family, people who inherited it, and then you got the credit. These are the people who don't make that much money, or it could be a lot of money, but it could be them starting out or however it go. They are smart with how they use the money and how the businesses report the way that they use money. So yeah, it's two types of people, man. You got the cash and the credit. And me, I'm a credit person because I started everything I got with zero, nothing, not with credit. You will hear a lot of people say, get a loan, get a credit card. Get a loan, get a. I can't get no credit card because I ain't got no credit, right? Or you will hear, buy a car with and make payments, right? So me personally, this is what I'll say: if you don't need a car, don't go buy a car just to build your credit. The reason why is every month you're paying interest on the loan. So say if you get a loan for $10,000, right, for a car, and you pay monthly for 5 years, the $10,000 is turning 15. But you're just trying to build some credit. So basically, you're paying $5,000 for credit, and then when you're done paying on that car, it's not even worth $10,000 no more. So it's just a wasted asset that you just invested in. So at the end of the day, you just spent $15,000 on a car that's only worth $6,000 now. So some people do that because they believe believe in reliable transportation and blah 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 blah. But mechanics will tell you that's a waste of money. Anybody who fix their own car won't do that, unless it's just not worth their time anymore. All right, so loans. I'll say go with loans if you feel like you don't want to spend a lot of money at once. You want to keep some money on hand for anything that might come out, like some quick sales or whatever you can profit from. So you get a loan and pay on that and drop whatever you feel like you should in the amount of time that you should, and definitely make your payment on. Don't ever miss your payment because it's gonna whole 100 points gonna drop off your score. It could, and I ain't gonna say it will, but it could. But if you don't want to spend a lot of money at once, you get a loan, but don't drag the loan out. Don't pay the lowest on it, because you're gonna make the amount that you paid versus the amount you borrowed a huge gap, which you don't want to do. All right, it's a lot of sites like Credit Karma, Credit Wise, and stuff like that people a long time ago was like, man, it's a big scam. So I got on Credit Karma when I was like in high school still, actually. And so I said 17, 18, I'm 26. And the reason why I was like, man, I don't have nothing that somebody could steal. So I just jumped on there and did a lot of research. And that was before Credit Karma was on the TV, the internet, the radio. I was like, man, I ain't got no credit for nobody to mess up anyway. So I got on there and they give you like a whole rundown on what to do to build credit. And they give you suggestions and stuff. A lot of people might not read that, but I was like, oh, so if I do this and do this and do this, it should work, right? Right? I'm telling you, it works. This is, I want to say this is to build credit. I'm not talking about those who need to repair credit, because you already messed up with whatever you was doing. So this is those who trying to build credit. So number one, you have no credit, get a secure credit card. So how that works is the bank say, oh, you don't have any credit, so we can't loan you any money. So basically they tell you have to deposit some of your money and they'll give you a credit card in return. So those start at anywhere from $200 to $250, what I believe, and they have interest rate of like 20 to 25%. Don't worry about that though. And then they have a monthly payment. A yearly annual fee of, I believe they range from 35 to, I'll say $80. But with USAA miles was $40 a year. All right, when you get that secure credit card, I'm gonna tell you what Credit Karma told me. Use 10% or less. So if you gave them $250. Don't spend more than $20. What can I spend with $20? Get you some snacks once a month with the card, and then pay it off. Let the balance come up. Let them say make your payment of whatever. Pay it. Why would I do that, right? This is your initial stages to building your credit. So now, say if you really want to use the card and show that whatever, you can deposit 1,000, but try to stay in the 10% mark. So if you deposit 1,000, don't spend no more than 100. And the reason why is it's being reported every month. So, and then a lot of people always say don't leave a balance on your credit card. Pay it all off. It actually doesn't help you, because if you swipe for whatever and you pay it all, that's showing that you can pay on time, but it's also showing that you don't need it. And it's not to report if a balance comes up and you pay it all, and then when the next month they send a report, they showing that you didn't use the card, basically. Because and then they don't tell you when they send in a report. So if you get a penalty charge $16 and you pay it as soon as it come up, you get another charge $20 and you pay it as soon as it come up. It's gonna be like you're not using the card. So let your balance sit for a little minute. I'm not saying make the minimum payment, but you gotta have a balance and show that it's up and down. And a lot of people tell you that's wrong, but it's just me. I'm telling you this is what works for me. Like, this is what make your credit go up. So you get a secure credit card. I say like 2 years. It's the average rate that you'll have it. But I used mine for 1 year and I cut it and I got a real credit card. But I kept it because closing a line of credit is bad. I still closed it because I didn't want to pay an annual fee for something I didn't use. So after 2 years, I just closed it and got my money back out of the CD. Certificate of deposit, that's what that is. And then right after that, I got a real credit card. So real credit card, hey, you establish receipts, you pay back on time, and boom, here's some money. A lot of people tell you this: credit cards gonna get you in trouble, man. Don't get on them credit cards, blah blah blah. Use it as you would cash, or use it in event of emergency, and don't spend more than you know you can't pay back. That's just me. But I'm telling you, it's gonna be some people in the comments, or it's gonna be some people that say, man, don't worry about that. You don't need no credit. If you ain't got the money, you're gonna need some credit. It's one of the two. You're gonna be in one of the groups. So, boom. We established that you need the credit. Don't use it to blow money fast and trick out your car, and you do cash withdrawals so you could throw the money in the club, then file bankruptcy the next month. Don't use it for nothing stupid, man, because you're literally cutting yourself off from a line of credit. And then if you file bankruptcy, not saying you can't come back from it, but at least 7 years till you could, be back on track, like, for good. Anybody tell you if you file for a loan or mortgage, stuff like that, they always ask, have you filed for bankruptcy in the last 5 years? And this when they get all in your personal stuff. Let me see all your bank statement. Let me see how you've been living. So don't go screw yourself and do dumb stuff with the card. All right, for me, the 3 options I say is the best way to go about some credit is a secure credit card. And once you're done with the secure credit card, it's just 2. You got the regular credit cards and then mortgages. So mortgages, those who know they're gonna be in a certain area for an amount of time, you got a house, pay on it, blah 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 blah, and then you get some of your money back, and your credit is reported higher to the agency. So for the details, this is the good stuff. A lot of people will tell you ain't gonna get approved, right? So the number one thing that businesses that you asking to apply for some credit for look at is, number one is your income. So you can make $20,000 and still get approved for credit if you do the secured credit method. Okay, your line of credit might not be that high, but you can still get approved for. I promise you, because I did. When I first came to the Army, I was making like $19,000, and I built my credit from that. 19 and some change per year. But like I said, you get a place to stay and food, which is non-taxable. So all you pay is taxable. Like $19,000 was non-taxable. I mean, was taxable. So that's what I made. $19,000. I built from that. Like I was saying with the 10%. So use 10% of the line of credit if you want to keep your credit score going up. You can use more, or don't worry, because your credit is going to go up and down, up and down. You're going to be wondering, hey, what's going on? It's going to go up and down, up and down. So don't worry about that. Use it as you would cash, so don't go and do all kind of stupid stuff, like I said before. All right, once you get a real credit card, say if you get the one real credit card, right? I'll say like 6 months later, you want to apply for another line of credit every 6 months. Around the same time, I'll say like within 3 to 4 days, apply for as much stuff as you can. And then I use Credit Karma, so they tell you what your odds are, or if you should apply for what. And the reason why I do it is to open up more lines of credit, have a big available credit options, and then the amount of credit you have available, that'll be hard. You got introductory rates, so you get cards with no interest for a year or 18 months, which means you could spend, hey, the credit card $10,000, you could swipe for $8,000 and you won't have to pay no interest for 12 to 18 months, which is actually really good. It might look bad on your credit, but you're not paying interest on it, and that's money that you didn't have. So if you can pay it back within that time, you good. But that's just me though. I know a lot of people gonna say, why don't you just get a loan? You got $10,000 with no interest, so it's like a loan, but it's not a loan. Yeah, so every 6 months you want to apply for new cards or apply for a limit increase. The reason why is with that 10%. So say if you only gonna use your card for about $1,000 worth of stuff. If you have a $20,000 limit, it looks good, like real good. So he had $20,000 available, but he only spent $1,000 max every month. It looks good. All right, what I said with the income. So the amount your line of credit will be all depends on your income. So I know a lot of people like income. Just because you make $100,000 don't mean you're gonna have 80 left over. Just because you make $30,000 don't mean you're gonna have 20,000 left over. It's all the way that people live. A lot of people live different lifestyles. So there's people who make $100,000 and they gotta spend 75 of that, 80 of that, 85 of that every year. Just because you make a lot don't mean you have a lot of money. It's all on lifestyle. So don't get scared. The companies know about this, so they see you make $100,000, but you got $85,000 worth of bills. They might say, "Oh, we can give you a max of $7,500 for a credit card," or you can make $40,000 and only have $10,000 worth of bills. They say, "Oh, you got $30,000 readily available. We'll loan you $20,000." That's how it works. Because when you apply for a credit card, they don't say what you make, how much you rent. And whatever your rent is, hey, it could be whatever. But, like I say, when you first starting out, man, they might want some documents. But once you've been doing this for a while, they're going to get it to you. They'll get it to you. They're going to be like, all right, cool. The last one. All right, the last one. Credit go up and down, up and down, up and down. So the reason why it go up and down is because the balances you have, the introductory APR time periods, and you get money back sometimes when you apply for a new credit card and you spend. Say if you about to make a big purchase. Say if you about to make a big purchase, right? So say $2,000. The company might have a thing. If you spend $500 in the first 2 months, you'll get $150 back. If you're already about to make that purchase anyway, and you just swipe, it's gonna have an interest-free period. Really, most of them do. And you spend $500, $2,000, whatever, in that time, and they're gonna give you $150 back or $250. They all got different rates, but if you know you're gonna spend that money anyway, I suggest you get a credit card, swipe, and that's your first few payments right there, and you make your minimum or whatever you feel comfortable paying, and you go from there. But yeah, like I said, it's gonna go up and down, up and down. Every time you apply for a line of credit, every time you do a credit check, you might do a credit check for a house or a utility, because they do that for utilities now. Because the reason why is they don't want to open up something to somebody who don't pay. And that's the reason why they came up with deposit. Oh, you gotta make a deposit to get this turned on in your name. But now they say, hey, we do a credit check. If your credit good, you ain't gotta deposit nothing. But yeah, so it's gonna go up and down, depending on how many times you get your credit check. Soft check, hard inquiries, all that stuff. But like I said, you don't get too worried about it. Just don't go crazy. I always do mine in a 6-month period, unless it's for like utilities or something like that. But yeah, man, I feel like pretty much hit on everything I want to talk about. But yeah, for my personal way, I like to say credit cards is the easiest and cheapest way to build credit, because that's money that you already gonna spend anyway. So if you're not planning on spending extra money like a loan or a car or something, you don't have to do that. Just get credit cards, secure credit cards, and spend the money that you already gonna spend and pay it back. And you get points. You get fly miles. You get money back. It's all kind of perks to it. But the way you get in trouble, and the way everybody say don't do it, credit cards horrible, is you spend responsibly. Don't go in hot girl summer for $20,000 knowing that you can only afford to spend $2,000. You're just asking for it. Same with the people who gonna tell you, oh man, credit card made you file bankruptcy. They did not do what they were supposed to do with the money, and they were spending irresponsibly. You may have lost a job, or I mean, like I said, some circumstances can happen. You know, this is your only way to provide, and you feel in hard times, because it could happen. So they had no choice but to swipe, and now they're life back on track. And yeah, but still, people tell you that, man, credit cards get you in trouble, and that's not true. If using it wrong or abusing it will get you in trouble. Now that's just me. That's just me though. I ain't never seen a way, because I like to stay diverse. I ain't never seen a way somebody got in trouble for using credit card the right way. That's just me. But yeah. I feel like I touched on, I'm going to go through my list again. I feel like I touched on everything I want to talk to y'all about with the credits, loans, cards. Yeah, pretty much that must be it. But if anybody had anything to add, definitely drop in the comments. Check the comments on this video. And like I said, much support. I want to say thank you to everybody.